If I'm being honest, I made this thumbnail before I even thought about the challenge. So today, we'll be playing Pokemon Ultra Sun, but I can't use stab moves. Basically, I can't get the same type of attack bonus. Got it. Let's get this challenge started. Well, I really have no restrictions on my starter, and I'll be real, starting out, they all kind of suck for this challenge. So I'm going with my objective favorite and best level starter, Litten. This is gonna help with the reputation this Pokemon has, but I'm naming it Smitten. Ooh, first fight of the run. I think this is officially the closest anyone's ever gotten that first Howl fight. I was so close to losing, it wasn't even funny. And here's my first Pokemon I'm gonna catch, Caterpie. Surprisingly, Butterfree is a pretty diverse Pokemon in terms of movesets. Probably the first time I heard that in your life, Caterpie. You're actually gonna be useful for something. I'm gonna call you Prey, because it's mighty unfortunate Pikachu also lives here. I am not lying when I tell you this. To get this thing to a Metapod was one of the worst grids I did in a long time. Mostly because it has a modest nature, which is great for the long run, but right now, it sucks. And also, the name Prey fits even more now. Look how beautiful and ceremonious this is. This is only our second fight with Howl, and I'm using a Metapod to spam tackle.
15 minutes later.
There we go. This fight took for fucking ever. I'm not joking when I say this. I think Howl used like 25 growls. So I kept swapping out my Pokemon to reset them. He kept spamming growl. I won though. I didn't think this would be so annoying. Okay, my torture is about to be over. I think it's the most excited I've ever been to see a Butterfree. Captain Yima, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know if this will be in the video. Depends if he's a challenge or not. Jesus. Okay, he wasn't a challenge, just Youngest was weirdly strong. Also, this guy has a full heal. I confused his Smear with a Confusion. He used a full heal on it. What the hell, game? So, the first totem Pokemon, it's Gumshoos, and the fight wasn't hard. I was just surprised. This thing has a Pekka Berry. I figured this out because I started out with Prey, hit with a Poison Power, eats his berry, hits with a Scary Face. I re-poisoned it to swap out the Litten to undo the Scary Face. Litten gets a critical scratch on it, surprisingly. Litten goes down, I finished off another Confusion, and his little Gumshoos friend, 2 Confusions in it in. But seriously though, what the hell is this game? Pekka Berries in the first, what? I'm just still kind of in shock. Like, I know this game has a reputation to be one of the harder Pokemon games, but it's like, seriously this early on, like, what were they thinking? Like, they thought people were gonna bring Poison Powder? I don't know, it's not a big deal, but it's kind of breaking my mind, like, they thought of that. It's time to face Howl again, and this time, well, it was a sweep with Smitten, but I started to realize Litten this early on is going to suck. I almost thought it was Rowlett. Granted, I did set up 2 work up through the rest of his team, but still. I mean, hey, positive. I just learned double kicks, you know. I finally have a strong move, I guess. On to Hala. Well, like grandfather, like grandson, I guess, because Hala stood no chance. Prey the Butterfree is an absolute counter all of his Pokemon, because it quad resists all of his stab, and I have Confusion. I also learned Psybe in the middle of this fight for more insult to injury. Yep, old Hala couldn't get off his Z move. His Pokemon were that weak compared to me. Also doesn't help I can put him to sleep before he can attack, but you know what, that's another story. I have nothing clever to say here, so easy grand trial. On to more important shit now. The most important thing in the challenge just happened. Beating Hala unlocks Mantine Surfing, meaning I can grind up as many battle points as I want and get move tutor moves from here. This is quite literally the crutch of this challenge. And now I'm gonna be here for a while, grinding BP.
2 hours later.
That should be enough for a while. And no, I'm not addicted. Yet. There we go, my next team member. I had to wait because all it learns is ghost type moves. And an easy capture. Our Pokemon licked each other. Kinky. Stacy, because that's the kinkiest name I could think of. And here's my next team member, Boneri. And just like Stacy here, I had to get her now because she only learns normal type moves leveling up. And that's no bueno. With the move tutors, I can force her to learn new things. Just kinda fucked up when you think about it. I think this is the first time I use a nest ball for its intended purpose. There's an obvious name to name a female buddy character. Goofy. Look at this. It's beautiful. This is the results of my addiction. I mean, grinding for Mantine Surfing. Seriously though, but Neri has the best percent of my entire team. It's probably my strongest Pokemon to level it up. Especially compared to you. Little shit. But I love you. Oh look, it's getting an upgrade. And now it has a Dragon Ball on its neck. Howl wants to fight in the country town, and it's not high noon, it's midnight. Anyway, first up is underleveled Dartrix. Goofy's Fire Punch immediately burns, which is lucky because it's a physical attacker, so it's worthless now. A couple more Fire Punches take it out. Next up is his Pikachu. I swap out to Stacy, fearing losing friendship. Electro Ball does half. I take another Electro Ball because it outspeeds. I hit with Giga Drain, but no Electro Ball takes me out. Okay, I kind of sack Stacy off for nothing. I send Goofy back out, another Fire Punch takes it out. Next up's Noibat, 2 bounces end it. And last up is Eevee. I send out Parade, a couple Giga Drains take him out. Well, Hal, we had our showdown at high midnight. Oh my god, his design is so edgy. I love it. First up is fake Zubat. It's actually Zoro, y'all. Smitten's double kick takes it out, which surprisingly, I outspeed. Next up, Zubat. I also outspeed that, take out a couple scratch, but I'm low. Last up's Titanol. I hit it with a double kick, down goes Smitten. I send out Goofy to get out a couple low kicks. And that's my favorite edgelord, down and defeated. Goofy's already evolving. So yeah, early game Lopunny. I got this from using my BP to buy vitamins. So moral of the story is, if you want friends, give them copious amounts of drugs. Now we're finding the next totem Pokemon. It's Araquanid, and I have a strategy, because for some reason, Parade the Butterfree can learn Electro Web through the move tutor. I don't know, but I'm not complaining. I use Electro Web, to Sperry. I'm just trying to get as low as possible. I go down, I send out Lopunny, and I go for the nuke. Supersonic Sky Strike, and I take that thing out. Boom, easy totem battle. Now that I think about it though, I think Pearl Heart would be more fitting to say than going for the nuke. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I only taught Lopunny Bounce for this one fight. Bounce sucks so fucking much. 85 power and only 85 accuracy. I mean, you saw I missed his Jupiter friend there, but no shit, when I was grinding, I missed all 5 bounces in a row. Jesus Christ, I should never gamble. I forget that these guys existed. Oh, and that's why. Time for the next totem. It's Marowak, and honestly, no matter what I do, this thing's always a pain in the ass for me. And it counts my entire team, but you know what? I have a strategy. First up, Smitten. I paralyze it with Lick after it detects and calls in Salazzle. Smitten goes down, then I send out Stacy. I go for D to take the Thick Club away, survive a Flame Wheel, and I put a Curse on it. Remember, only same type attack bonus is not allowed. Curse gets stabbed, so boom. Down goes Stacy. I send out Prey. Go for Electro just to do damage. Down goes Prey, but the Curse takes out the Marowak. And then I send out Lopunny and Fire Punch takes it out. It's funny, I had no strategy with like Heartstone Fling, but I didn't need to use it. I actually went through countless strategies. Originally, I was gonna do Water Rim Z on Goofy, because Goofy can learn Water Pulse, but then, even with the Z move, didn't even do a quarter damage. But I looked it up. Apparently, Fling with Heartstone is 90 base power. I was gonna go with that, but in the end, I didn't even need it. And here we are, the final totem battle on Akala Island. It's Lurantis. I lead off with Prey, because I want to whittle it down with Psybeams. It calls down a Kecleon, it Agent Powers me to death. Okay, whittle it down enough. I send out Goofy. I go for Inferno Overdrive, because my thing knows Fire Punch, and take out Lurantis. And then Kecleon uses a Fire Punch, then I go for Iron Tail, change to a Steel type, another Fire Punch takes it out. The Kecleon required more strategy than the Lurantis. Just think about that. You want to know something funny? This is the least important thing I get here in Lush Jungle. You'll see in a second. You can find pincers in Lush Jungle. And Pincer, you should revel in it. This will be the one and only time you're a better option than Heracross. You know, having that Fire-type stab is actually gonna come in handy for once. Seriously though, can we talk about that? How ever since Heracross introduced, Pincer always been a worse version of it? Like seriously, it's kind of sad. I'm gonna go with Harding, because that's the only scene in the anime I can think of. You know, it's kind of weird to think about. Stacy's just now evolving. I bring that up because it feels crazy. Like, it feels like we've done so much already, but just now we're getting into the mid-20s. And here's my next team member, Natu. I'm actually kind of excited, despite them being kind of forgettable. Natu and Xatu, I like them a lot. Okay, so looking up nicknames. If you look up Psychic Bird, Xatu actually pops up. Fuck it, Burb. Look at that, Burb is already evolving. You wanna know something funny? Xatu's literally the perfect Pokemon for this. Besides Air Slash it learns upon evolution, the only stab move it learns per level ups are Psychic, Peck, and Air Slash like I just mentioned. So yeah, it was made for this challenge. And now for some reason we're randomly fighting Plumera. For some Skullbat, we can attack almost 6 out Prey. I go for Electro Web to slow it down. Then I outspeed to out the Psybeam. Then Selena comes out fishing with a Flame Burst. I think we're getting to the point where Butterfree's falling off. Anyway, I send out Spin to get a couple bites. Now let's do the Grand Trial. Time for the next Grand Trial against Olivia, the Rock-type trainer. For Slipper Anoref, I'll lead off with Harden the Pinsir. I know this is kind of stupid, but here's the thing. It goes for Smackdown, it's half my health. I go for Rock Tomb, almost kill it and lower her speed. She heals and Rock Tomb takes it out. Next up is her Lily. I go for Brick Break. She goes for Brian for some reason. I know I'm at half health, but Ancient Power would have been better. No, Brick Break takes it out. Last up is her Electric Rock, goes for Bite, takes out Harden. I send out Goofy, go for an all-out pummeling and one-shot it. And that was the Grand Trial. I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised it was that easy. 4 out of 6 of my team members are weak to rock type moves. Yeah, this isn't really a balanced team, but it's getting the job done at least. Well, you know what they say, it wouldn't be a Japanese game if there wasn't some sort of tentacle monster in it. After realizing there were no high school girls to fornicate with, it has left this dimension. So yeah, how? He exists, and he's back with a vengeance this time. First up is Dart Trucks. I lead off with Harden. Because for a pluck, I go for Rock Tomb, lower his speed. I outspeed him. Rock Tomb gets a crit and one-shots him. Except Noibat, he outspeeds Rock Tomb, one-shots it. Next up is his Alolan Raichu, though. He fishes off Harden. I send out Smitten, because I figured I have Leech Life. I should go for that. It takes me on 2 Psychics. Leech Life does do a lot of damage, though, at least. I send out Burp, finish with a Signal Beam, because he went for Psychic for some reason. Next up is his Tauros. He goes for a Horn Attack. Then I decide I'll go for U-turn to do some damage, maybe. It takes me out the Pursuit. Okay. I send out Goofy, he goes for Horn Attack. It's Infatuate, he goes for Low Kick. He can't move from Infatuation, Low Kick takes it out. Last up is Vaporeon. I send out Stacy. He's with a powerful Water Pulse, bringing to red, and I'm confused. Logan will hit myself, Good Drain doesn't do nearly enough damage, I go down to another Water Pulse. I send out good old-fashioned Butterfree, I forgot their name, I'm sorry, to get out a few more Giga Drains. So yeah, that was really challenging, surprisingly. You know, for all the valiant criticisms there are for this game, I gotta say, though, this rival fight with Hal has the potential to be one of the hardest rival fights of all time. Think about it. You have all your middle evolved Pokemon. He has a Tauros, Alolan Raichu, and an Evolution. It's like, Hal ain't playing around this game. I don't get the hate for him, honestly. It's time for the next trial. Totem took it tomorrow. This one's always a pain in the ass, but luckily, I have Curse on Stacy, so that means I can win no matter what. It's just stalling it out. So Stacy goes out to set up the Curse. I set out Smitten. It calls it for Skarmory. Sets up a Stealth Rock and a Tailwind. Jesus Christ, it's actually kind of good. Smitten goes down, but Tokyo goes out to Curse. I send out Goofy. As he gets hit by my Q-Charm ability, it goes down to Curse. I take out Skarmory with the Inferno Overdrive. So yeah, kind of complicated, kind of not. You know, doing these challenges made me kind of realize I really overlooked non-damaging moves as a kid. I feel like we all did, but Jesus Christ. Ghost-type Curse is nothing to mess with. And now we're fighting Team Skull's boss, Goozix. Apparently beating me down make him look tough. I mean, to be fair, preteens and teenagers do end up conquering regions more often than not. He might have a point. Anyway, first up is Glissapol. Lead off for Harden. Hits you with a very strong first impression. I go for Rock Team's Speech. After Rock Team makes an emergency exit activate. Out comes Masquerain. He fishes me off an Air Slash. Yep, this thing's really buffed in this generation. So I send out Goofy, finish it with an Inferno Overdrive because I ain't playing around with that thing. Glissapol comes back out, finishes off Goofy. I send out Smitten. I finish off his Glissapod. Wow, this is useless. Well, speaking of Incineroar, and now it has a Fire Crotch. And now let's do often considered one of the hardest totem battles in the game, Totem Mimikyu. I'll lead off with Prey because I want to set up an Electro to drop its speed. I get one off break to disguise, then I go down. Okay, I don't think that's enough. So send out Harden, hit it with 2 boulders, drop its speed even more, but then Harden goes down. I send out Stacy, hit it with a Curse. I'm not trying to curse to death, I just need to get some chip damage out. Then Stacy goes down to a Shadow Claw. I send out Smitten, I hit it with a Corkscrew Crash, and I take it out. Then the Banette called in, a couple Shadow Claws did it in. This might sound egotistical, but I'm kind of surprised how good, like, the team composition is. Like, that's normally a really hard totem fight. My team handled it well. Granted, I know there's some much more challenging fights not too long in the future, but you know what? I'm kind of proud of my team. Now we got the Ghost Trial done, it's time to do some Team Skull fights. First up's Plumero, she goes off with Golbat, lead off with Goofy. Golbat's wings test down to red, but 2 Thunder Punch to take it out. And the last up's are Salazzle, I let Goofy go down, I send out Smitten and kill it with the quad effective Bulldoze. Weirdly enough, that was a lot easier than the first fight. Yay, Haunter's finally evolving. Man, Stacy, you really got it going on. It's time to fight the big bad Goozler, who's honestly a pain in my ass. First up is a Glissapod, they off with Prey, hit with Electro Webs, 2 of them, make him switch out to his Masquerain. Masquerain finishes off Prey pretty easily. I send out Smitten, I take a Bug Buzz like a champ, and Acrobatics one-shots. I still Glissapod, doesn't go for first impression for some reason, Acrobatics one-shots it. Lots of his Pinsir, I send out my own Pinsir, aka Harden, get out 2 Rock Slides because the second one crit. And to finish this little Team Skull entourage, if you was Gladiator, who's funny enough the weakest out of all 3 of them. First up is his Golbat, lead off with Stacy, 2 Psychics do it in. Next up is his Zoroark, says his Type Null. I send out Prey as a sack off and lower speed with Electro Web. Send out Harden when Prey goes down, finish it with a Brick Break. Last up is Type Null, 2 Brick Breaks do it in. Well, out of the way, it's time for the Grand Trial against Nanu. First up is a Sable, lead off with Stacy, but then I hard switch over to Goofy to take the Shadow Ball. Then we kind of Rochambeau for a bit with Fire Punches and Power Gems. I eventually do come out on top despite that he healed. Then out comes his Croc Rock. I send out Prey, kind of a sack off, but he goes for a Swagger for some reason. Then I hit myself, gets to hurt the sack off part. Then I hit it with a Giga Drain, but then I go down to a Crunch. Okay, I send out Stacy finish off a Giga Dragon. Last episode was a little impertinent. I send out Goofy in order to die to the Z move so he wastes it. And then I send out Hardy. I go for a Brick Break, but 2 Power Gems take me out. And then I send out Smith, taking out a couple Leech Lives. And with that, the most awkward place Grand Trial is done. And now we gotta storm Aether Foundation, and then something big can finally happen. I have a short little interlude here. For once, Gengar learning Dark Pulse is actually pretty decent. I think it's time to get rid of Curse, which might bite me in the ass later, but fuck it. So now we're doing the Fabadella battle, and I'm only showing it because I want to show you how stupid Hao is. Instead of going for a Bloom Doom on the Claydol, he goes for it on the half-dead Pupitar. You know what, Hao? I take off every good thing I said about you earlier in Melee City. You are a fucking dumbass. Oh yeah, this battle was really easy. I was just spamming some perfective attacks so he went down. And now it's time to fight your boy Guzma, because Gladion is a failure. First up is a Gallistopod, lead off a Smint. Acrobatics activates his emergency exit. He sends out his Pinsir, goes for a Stone Edge, go for Acrobatics. He misses another Stone Edge, Acrobatics takes it out. Sends Gallistopod back out, another Acrobatics took it out. Okay, that's probably the best art I could wish for. Up is Masquerade, I send out Praise to sack off, and then I send out Goofy. I get a critical Fire Punch and one-shot it. Last up is Vicable, I go for Fire Punch, I burn it, but 2 Bug Buzzes take out my Goofy. I send out Stacy and finish with a Dark Pulse, and that was your boy Guzma. And now we're fighting the Aether President, Luzamine. First up is her Clefairy, lead off a Smint. I go for Iron Hit, and I thought she might switch, so I decided to go for Acrobatics. She doesn't switch, but Clefairy still goes down. Out comes my Melodic. I send out Prey, hoping to dodge a Hydro Pump with Bright Powder. I didn't dodge it. Hydro Pump always hits for the enemy, I guess, but then she goes for Flail for some reason, so I go for Electro Web to outspeed it, then I get hit with a Giga Drain before Prey goes down, so I send out Goofy, pitch it with a Thunder Punch. This is Beware. I send out Stacy, goes for Takedown. I go for Psychic, but then for some reason it goes for Dual Chop instead of Zen Headbutt, which probably would have KO'd Stacy. Oh well, I'm not complaining. Another Psychic takes out Beware. Out comes her Lopunny. I started to go for Psychic, but then I thought, I'm sending out Goofy, might as well. Go for Low Sweep, and I take out the Lopunny. Last up is her Lilligant. I go for Fire Punch to do damage. Down goes Goofy. I send out Smith and finish with the Acrobatics. Thank God. I can leave that God-forbidden place. And now that we get to Pony Island, I can come back to Hia City and get the Surfing Pikachu because off camera, I got all 4 of the records for each of the islands. And unfortunately for you, Prey, you're getting replaced. Your time has been used up, and at this point, you're nothing but Death Father. And yes, I do realize there's some irony replacing these stats with these stats. But look, Raichu's gonna be good, alright? I'm gonna call you Dudette. And now we're doing the TheMudkipCO fight, because that's the important happens when getting Pikachu and now. I lead off with Burb first, go for Dazzling Gleam to break its spare, but then I go down a couple Thunder Punches. I send out Stacy, go for the Shattering Psych Psychic type Z move, and I barely don't kill it, but Stacy survives a Dragon Claw because Noivern wins for a Screech for some reason. And then I go for Dazzling Gleam to take out the Komodo, survive a Dragon Pulse, another Dazzling Gleam takes out the Noivern. Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. You wanna know something funny? I only taught Stacy Dazzling Gleam for this one fight, because that's all it's needed for. I don't really need Dry type coverage on her, so I'm gonna teach her Thunderbolt again after this. Duskmane, how scary. Okay, let's get to the actual challenging Necrozma. And now we're at Ultra Necrozma, one of the hardest boss fights in all of Pokemon. And I have a very special strategy for this. Quick Claw on Stacy to Destiny Bond. I never said it was an honorable strategy, and look at that, it worked. Well, let's celebrate by evolving Dudette. And yes, I'm choosing normal Raichu over Alolan Raichu because only in this challenge, this is the one instance where normal Raichu is better than Alolan Raichu. Every other situation, Alolan Raichu is better, but for this challenge, no reason to get another weakness for a stab I can't use, you know? And here we are, the final Toto Pokemon. It's this cute little pixie bug. I lead off with the Harden. I go for a Continental Crush. I try to crush this thing with a comically large rock, and it survives, and Harden goes down the next turn to a Bug Buzz. Okay, I sent out Smith, and I finished the Rabombi and the Blissey with a couple Acrobatics. You know, I still can't get over how comically large the fucking Continental Crush is compared to the Rabombi. Like, it was so stupid, and it didn't even kill. That's the best part. Oh well, let's go into Hapu's Grand Trial. Here we are, the final Grand Trial of the game. Are you expecting a riveting battle? Well, too bad for you, it didn't happen. My electric rat swept through her entire team with Choice Specs, Grass Knot, besides Flygon, who I used Burr for with Dazzling Gleam. Yep, the ground type trainer got swept by an electric rat. Let that sink in. It's just like the anime. So the reason why I mentioned the anime, because if you watch the Sun and Moon anime, Ash actually beats Hapu like he beat Brock. He got her Mudsdale wet and hit her with the electric type move. Yeah, Ash stay being a cheater. Here we are, the final Gladion fight. I lead off with Goofy. My original strategy was I was gonna spam Charm on it to lower its attack, but it gets infatuated by Q-Charm, so I decided, fuck it, I'll just Ice Punch it to death. And I do. Out comes Lucario and finish off Goofy with a quick attack. I send out Burb. I start spamming Shadow Ball. He goes for Metal Claws. I eventually come out on top with a Shadow Ball. Next up is his Zoroark. I know it's because he goes for the Z move immediately. I don't know why he went for a Z move on Pokemon at third of its health. Kind of a waste, but just it's super effective. But what do I know? After Burb goes down, I send out Smitten to finish it with a Leech Life. Last up is Steel Valley. Smitten goes down. I send out Stacy, finish off a couple Thunderbolts. First up to Elite Four is Kahili, the flying type trainer, and she was an absolute sweep. Stacy's Thunderbolt one-shot everything. I mean, granted, she did hit me with the powerful throw shot on Halucha, but like I said, everything got one-shot by her Thunderbolt. Oh yeah, I also use a Giggle Habit on Mana Buzz to guarantee the one-shot, but other than that, nothing special. On to the next member. Next member I'm taking on is Acerola, the ghost type trainer, and just like Kahili before, Stacy absolutely swept her, except this time, couldn't even get a hit on her. Yep, Choice Specs Dark Pulse tore through her entire team. On to the next member. Next up is Olivia, and she was a bit more complicated than the last two Elite Four members. First up was her Alma Auto, Surf from Dudette, one-shot it. Next up is her Pro Pass, hit it with the Surf, do half, she's substantial on my side. Okay, I send out Hard to take her power picture with a Brick Break. Up next is her Gigalith, I hit it with Brick Break, I go down to Stone Edge. Then I send out Burb, most of this stole out the Sandstorm turns, I go down to a Stone Edge. Sandstorm Edge, I send out Dudette, Surf, one-shots it. Out comes her Lycan Rock, Surf, one-shots it. And last up is her Cordeli. I start spamming Surf, she heals, so I was about 500 to win, Surf, so spamming it. Okay, that was kind of annoying. On to the final member. And here we are, the final Elite Four member, Mulane. First up this Clef, he let off of Stacy because she's my best option here with the Thunderbolt as he goes for spikes. Then he paralyzes Stacy with a Thunder Wave. I'm fully paralyzed. He sets up another layer of spikes, Thunder Wave finishes off the Clef key. Next up is Duck Trio. I send out Hard and take the Earthquake, and then an Iron Head. The Brick Break one-shots his Duck Trio. Out comes Magzone hit with the Brick Break. He finishes off Hard with the Thunderbolt. Then I send out Goofy and I finish off the High Jump Kick. Out comes his Metagross. Goofy gets a crit Fire Punch and burns it. Meaning, I guess I have the Hammer Arm to go for a Healing Wish to heal up Stacy's paralysis, and then I take it out with its Dark Pulse. Last up is his Bisharp. I hit it with the Thunderbolt, do most damage as I can. Takes me out the Night Slash. I send out Dudette and a couple Brick Breaks take him out after he heal stalls. Now on to the champion fight. And here we are, the champion fight against Hal. First up is Low and Right. She lit off at Harden. I go for Brutal Swing and see with a powerful Thunderbolt. He then heals with a Brutal Swing, takes him out full HP that time. Okay, out comes Crabable, hit with a Brick Break. I get taken out by a Stone Edge. I send out Goofy, finish with a Fire Punch. Out comes his Tauros. I send out Burb to opt the Intimidate, kind of also to sack off Burb. After Burb goes down, I send out Goofy. I take a double edge, finish with a High Jump Kick. Next up is Vaporeon. I send out go for damage, High Jump Kick. I go down to a Hydro Pump. Send out Gengar. He switches out to Noivern, hit with a Thunderbolt. He hits me with a Dark Pulse. I eat it. The Thunderbolt takes it out. And then Gengar proceeds to sweep through the rest of his team. Mostly because I got a flinch on Decidueye with Dark Pulse. But yeah, Gengar just has a super effective attack for everyone else, and I won. So yeah, didn't go as I planned, but still kind of an interesting fight, I guess. And I was Pokemon Ultra Sun, but I can't use stab moves. That was actually pretty fun for me. Like, I got to use a lot of Pokemon I couldn't use, and Pokemon that I never really use, like Pinsir, because let's be real. If you can use Pinsir, I'm about to use Heracross if it's available. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Here's a little behind-the-scenes information. I was originally going to replace Goofy with Drampa, because Drampa is an amazing special attacker, can learn Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. But then I realized, for some reason, Drampa is an Ultra Moon only encounter. So yeah, that was annoying. But hey, Goofy still pulled her fair share and got some wins. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Like, subscribe, classy feature, all that bullshit, and I'll see y'all later. Peace, bitches!